live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. Because if I'm here all the time, you're here all the time, inevitably there will be a little bit of community. I hope to bring good vibes. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat. And hopefully, together, we can make a whole bunch of progress in our side splits. If you're interested in hip mobility, you're also in the right place because side splits don't magically happen. You build a lot of hip mobility for a long time, and then eventually, hopefully, some side splits happen. Okay, let's get into it. We are doing hip cars. This is the first of our 3 warm-up exercises, and they look like this. We are trying to get our leg through their full range of motion using our muscles so that we build control and we build a little bit of strength while gaining mobility. Let's talk about each movement. We're bringing the knee as high as we can in the very beginning. Lift, 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 lift. We're going to open up that knee, open up the hip directly to the side to try to get your legs open as wide as possible. Lift that knee high. Then we're going to rotate this leg on the side here. Try to bring the leg between the knee and the ankle horizontal at first. Then really crank. Keep going. Bring that ankle up as high as you can. And finally, we're going to finish up by bringing the leg down and back. We're flexing the hamstrings, we're flexing the glutes, we're pulling this knee behind the standing leg's knee, pulling it back, trying to keep the upper body relatively straight, and that is 1 rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 on the right side, then we're going to reverse it and do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. Let's go. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. I'm going to do these from the side, holding on to this for a little bit of support and balance. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. I think that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Oh, hip cars, left side, done. Let's go ahead, hop over to the other side, and keep going. Again, high knee, open up that hip, keep that knee high, rotate the leg so that the ankle comes up as much as possible. Try to get to horizontal first, then all the way up. Bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, stretch the hip flexor in the front. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. I think it's 9, last one. And 10. Whew. Hip cars going forward are done. It's time to do hip cars going backwards. Let's do it. Whew. To go backwards, we are using the same movements as going forwards, but we focus on them in reverse order. So if that's going to throw you off, don't worry, we're going to do them together. Bring the leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, stretch that hip flexor in the front, lift the leg directly up to the side, like you're really cool martial artist in a movie going, whoopah, gonna flick your leg out and kick somebody in the face, somebody really short in the face. And from here, focus on rotating that ankle up, rotate, 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 and bring the ankle all the way down, lift that knee high as you can, and bring it to the front, all right? Let's go, 10 of these. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 10. Whew. We got 10 more. One last leg. Let's do it. Bring the legs back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, lift directly to the side, rotate so that the ankle comes up, then bring the ankle all the way down, bring the knee forward, and that is one rep. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Whew. And we are done with hip cars. Grab a sip of water, and I'm gonna come over to the chat real quick, see how things are going. Whew. Alexander says, do you have another job or do you just stretch all day? I don't stretch all day. This is the only stretching that I do, and it is live with you. Okay, let's see what else we got. M says, slow down. Ooh, I'm sorry. You're totally right. We just introduced a whole bunch of stuff. I should take it nice and slow so that people can hang out. But don't worry. Typically, right after that first one, I come in, check the chat, say hi to people. So if you need to, you can take your time and finish as many as you want. How many hours do you work out per day? Just one for this live. I basically don't do anything else. Oh, okay. Let's get into the elephant walk. Elephant walk looks a little bit like this. We are folding, getting into this L shape, and trying to feel in the hamstrings. The hamstrings are gonna be a little bit tight, and that is a-okay. If you are a little bit higher up and you're not quite as low, don't worry, it's just part of the process. That's why we hang out here. Give ourselves a little bit of time to adjust. This is the warm-up. We're still doing the warm-up. I know the hip cars is really intense, but we are just chilling for a little bit, okay? If your knees are achy, you can give them a slight bend. If you do give them a slight bend, I want you to really focus on bringing the belly button down as low as you can to increase the hamstring stretch. Cool? Whew. Now that you've hung out here for a little bit, we're going to start bending one knee at a time from side to side. And you're going to start feeling some tingly, shifty action inside the back of your legs. Those are the hamstrings and all the other soft tissue in your legs getting stretched and then being forced to move. That is what we want. We want them to shift around, we want them to move, we want them to be able to do the things that they're supposed to be able to do. We're going to do this for a couple more seconds. At some point, you should suddenly feel like, oh, wait, this wasn't so bad. It started pretty brutal, and now it's not so bad. That's the goal. Let's do a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. I think I forgot to tell you. Really focus on bringing the belly button down to the ground. Hope I've been demonstrating it because I forgot to say it aloud. And we're going to move on to some thoracic rotation. Thoracic rotation is just getting our backs a little bit mobile, and it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to get back into the same position where we just did. Bring the belly buttons down, bending one knee, straightening the other leg. Reach. So right now my right leg is straight. I'm going to reach my left hand across my body to the right leg. I'm going to use that to help push and rotate my chest to the right. I'm going to extend my right arm into the sky. I'm going to rotate my neck, my face to look at that hand and reach behind me. Whew. You should feel it a little bit in your shoulder blades. They're contracting. You should feel it in your fingers as you reach behind you. And this is called thoracic rotation, which just means the middle upper half of your back is rotating. And this is really good for you. I think we're going to go for 5 or 6 reps. If you have been following exactly the same pace that I have been at, we are at 3, 4, 5, and 6. Whew, come on up. Move those shoulders a little bit. Swing your arms across your body. Rotate a little, twist a little. Try not to hit anything and knock anything over. Just double check. I'm not going to do that. And I hope your back is feeling a little bit more relaxed. And your arms and shoulders are feeling like they're a little bit more engaged. Because that's all we got for them. We're moving on into warm-up exercise number 3. It is the Cossack switch. Cossack switch looks a little bit like this. We'll open up our legs. It doesn't have to be super crazy wide, just a little bit is enough. And we are trying to drop down to one side and hang out there. I ask you to make sure your knees are traveling in the direction that your toes are pointing so that they stay safe and healthy. All right? From here, I'm going to open up extra wide so you can see what my leg is doing. I want you to make sure that you're feeling the stretch in your Achilles tendon and you're feeling this calf muscle underneath your big calf muscle getting stretched out and feeling that get all tight and intense. That is a calf stretch. We're also feeling a little bit of pressure in the front of the ankle and a little bit of pressure in the hip. And probably your quads are firing really hard and going, is this done yet? We are done. Come on down, rotate around, whatever you got to do in order to get your hamstrings to rest on your calves and try to sit down and squish into this position. You might want to fold forward, you might want to lean back, experiment. If your heel comes up during this part, it's totally okay. We are just trying our best to squish down and get a little bit of a stretch. While we squish, let's talk about this leg over here. Right now, my heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. This is called external rotation. We're doing it because we need to rotate the leg out of the way so it doesn't smash into the hips for the side splits. In fact, this right here is basically a side split on, just one leg. We've hung out here for a second. Let's scoot our butts over, take your hands, put them down on the ground, help yourself shift your weight over to the other side. Once again, knees are traveling the same direction as your toes. Your Achilles tendon is feeling that stretch is going into your calf, and we are feeling pressure in that front of the ankle, in the hip. We're going to try to squish down now. Squish, 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 squish. Whew. Same thing on the other side. Heels down, toes up, knees up. We're going to hang out here for just a second. Take a breath, relax. It's technically a little bit more than a second. But this is where we're starting the Cossack switch. The hard part of this whole thing. What we're going to do from this point on is 10 reps of going from side to side. We got lots of different ways to do this. You can put your hands down, you can lean forward to give yourself a lot of support. You can try to remove your hands, still leaning forward to go from side to side. You can try to stand up straight and go from side to side. If your knees are a little achy, you can try to come up to a quarter squat, half squat, and then drop down. Or full squat, and then drop down. Whatever it is that you do, it's fine with me. Only thing I ask you to do is to hang out for just half a second at this bottom squished position. Try to keep your heel down on the ground and chill for just a second. Everything else, you can do whatever you want. Cool? 10 reps. Let's go. 1, part 1. 1, part 2. 2. 2 again. 3. 3 again. 4. 4 again. You might be able to see why we spend a couple seconds just working on getting squished down nice and low before we start doing the Cossack switches. I think that's 4. And this is 5. 6. If I'm going a little too fast, don't worry. Go at your own pace. You're just going to have to count. I think this is 7. 8. 9. Last one. 10. Come on up if you are done. If you're not done, keep going. I talk for a long time, so you got plenty of time to catch up. I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee. That was our warm-up. And that means that we are moving on from the warm-up into the stretches. If you're just joining and you have no idea what we're doing, we just did some Cossack switches. But the overall goal is to do 45 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern so that we can practice some consistency, build a little bit of community, and together, hopefully, do enough suffering on the ground together so that we make a bunch of progress towards our side split goals. So if that sounds fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things. Keep coming back. We are here every day. We are moving on into our stretches. What we just did was the warm up to get our blood pumping, to get our heart pumping, our blood flowing, and to get our muscles ready for some stretching. The first stretch that we're going to do is the hamstring stretch. So I recommend you go grab a cushion because the way we're doing the hamstring stretch looks a little bit like this. We'll drop it down on one knee. It's holding a lot of weight. We're going to fold forward at the hips right here, bringing the belly button down. So if you're just joining in, go grab a cushion. We're starting the hamstring stretch in just a couple of seconds. And everybody else, grab a sip of water. Actually, I'm going to come over to the chat, check out what things are happening. John Gonzalez says, hello, looking great. Thanks. Okay. Scrolling through the chat. Candy says, what if I can't because I had an accident in my ankle 20 years ago? That is a great question. If you cannot do the Cossack switch, that is absolutely okay. I want you to try your best. One of the reasons why the Cossack switch is such a great exercise is because it does work your ankles, your quads, your calves, like all of the muscles in your legs are getting worked, and they're typically not the muscles that everybody works every single day just walking. But you're specifically talking about your ankle. If you can't put that much weight or that much power on it, and that is because it's weak, not because technically it's not possible, you might be able to know if you do something like ankle rotations. If you can make it all the way around and you basically just have a lack of strength, then you can go into Cossack switches very, 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 very slowly. Just do the range of motion that is possible for you right now and keep going. If you have a limitation because of that injury and it goes to the point where you can't actually rotate your ankle to its mostly range of motion, there's a whole chunk that is just not there, then I recommend you go find somebody who's an expert in your situation to tell you if that is just something that you can strength train to develop, or if that is something that you probably won't get back. And I can't tell you because I just don't know. But if you can do movements pain-free and you start going from movements that you can do just to see and explore the possibilities of what is possible for you, that is always a good place to start. Stay pain-free, take care of yourself, and good luck. Also, you can keep coming back to life, so you can adjust and tweak as much as you need. Just for the MILFs. Oh, hey, welcome back. Do what you can, Candy. Yes, great advice. All right, I think I've scrolled down most of the chat. Oh, Beefing says, thank you for doing this. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too as well. Ariyama asks, what time do we start? We started 22 minutes ago, and we do this time every single day, pretty much. So keep on coming back. Don't worry if you're a little bit late into today. It really doesn't matter that much. The goal of all of this is to practice consistency. So being a little bit late on one day is not a big deal at all because we're here every single day, and you can just keep coming back. These stretches, the first little bit of warm-up can be a little bit intense, but if you're doing 45 minutes an hour of like Pilates 3 times a week, this is not going to replace Pilates. Most of the stretches are stretches. Pilates has a bunch more core work, a bunch more exercises that help you build a little bit more strength. I would say you could probably do this in conjunction with Pilates, but if you don't have the time, then try 2 or 3 times a week, the days that you don't do Pilates. Or if you're crazy, you can do Pilates and this on the same days. All right, that's enough. Let's get into the actual stretches so that we don't take forever here. Let's get into the hamstring stretch. what we're going to do is we're going to point the hips forward, the shoulders forward, the head forward. We're going to stick this leg out in front of us. You might want to open it up just a little bit, not crazy, but just a little bit to help you balance in this position. You might want to adjust this leg down here for a little bit of support as well. We're going to fold and bring the belly button down to the thigh. And this is the hamstring stretch that we're getting into. That's your starting position. From the side, it looks like this. From here, we're going to just do our best to take a big inhale, slowly exhale, and try to fold a little bit deeper into the stretch. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Fold, 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 fold. This is all about the hips. It is not about your chest. It's not about your head trying to get closer to your leg. It's all about your belly button trying to get closer to your leg. All right? So, focus on that. We've taken one breath. We've probably taken a couple of normal breaths now. So one more inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. And now we're going to start 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath at all through any of this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ooh, come on out of that stretch. Shake out that leg. Turn it around, and let's get ready to do the other side. Drop down on that knee, shoulder, hips, all pointed forward. Point that leg out in front. Widen the stance just a little bit to help you stay balanced. And fold the belly button down to that thigh. Ooh, my left hamstring is very, very, very tight and tender. I have an old injury from, at this point, probably a decade ago. And every once in a while, when I feel the left hamstring, I'm like, is it that thing? Okay, from here, I hope you're in position because we're breathing. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Oh man, your hamstrings are tight. They're unhappy. They're screaming at you, and that's okay. We're going to take some normal breaths. One more inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Bring that belly button down to the thigh. If your knees are getting a little sensitive, a little achy, you can give them a slight bend. If you do bend them, try your best to bring your belly button and your chest down to that leg a little bit more and increase the stretch, because bending the knee reduces the intensity of the stretch. Okay, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that hamstring stretch. If that felt intense, that's okay. That's exactly how it's supposed to feel. That's why we did all that inhaling and exhaling and trying to fold deeper into the stretch. Whew, that was stretch number 1. We do a 30-second hold on each leg, if relevant, for each of the stretches up until stretch number 5, where we do the side splits directly. We just finished stretch number 1, so let's move on into stretch number 2. Grab a sip of water, and let's go. Stretch number 2 is the butterfly stretch. It looks generally a little bit like this. You're going to sit on your butt, you're going to bring your feet together, you're going to pull them in to your groin area. The butterfly stretch is a groin stretch, so you're stretching out the muscles here in the center of your body, and is very, very good stretch for the side splits, because everything that's getting stretched here, we're going to need for the side splits also. So when you are here, if you're super flexible and you can lean really far forward and fold flat and stuff, you're killing it. If you're like the rest of us and struggling to sit up straight a little bit, you want to fall backwards, that is absolutely okay. And here is an adjustment that we can make this stretch a little bit more powerful for you. Get your butt to a wall or something really durable and stable. So if you don't have a wall, you can use the front of a table leg, assuming that that's stable and durable. Line your hips up, your shoulder, your head up against said wall or table leg or whatever you're leaning your back against. Pull your legs in, and your back, probably your mid back, is going to start feeling pressure from that table leg, from the wall, because it's pushing into the wall. It's great because the wall is basically helping you to stay stable. Cool? From here, we're trying to bring our knees to the ground to stretch out the groin. And what I want you to do all the time is to find ways to strengthen the muscles so that you have control over that position. So we're going to try to use this outer thigh muscle, your glutes, to help open up your legs and bring your knees down into the ground. Take a couple seconds. Try your best. Bring the knees down using your own muscle power. Whew. When you are as low as you can go, those muscles are contracting. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of stretch here in the groin. While you do this, take your hands and apply a little bit of additional pressure. When you start doing this, you should feel even more pressure, but this time in the back of your head and in your upper shoulders, because that's closest to where your arms are attached to your body, and they're going to be pushing into that wall or into the table or whatever you're leaning against, and that is a good sign that you're putting a lot of pressure into your legs, and the wall is keeping you from falling backwards. Cool? Whew. That's a lot. I hope you learned something. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Remember, we're contracting muscles, hips, glutes, outer thighs. Work on contracting those muscles. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Remember to breathe. 5. Don't hold your breath. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, let the hands go. If your legs feel like they're like stuck in place, you can't move them for some reason, that's totally normal. That's okay. That's what happens when you flex a muscle and you push against it for a little bit. It freezes up and keeps on trying to do that thing that you were doing before. All you have to do, shake out the leg, move them a little bit, and they should be good to go. Let's come on up into standing. Take a second to shake out that leg, help them relax. And we're going to move right on into stretch number 3. We're doing the standing pancake. The goal of the pancake, actually, let's set it up first. The standing pancake looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. It's not about the width right now. It's about folding forward and bring your belly button down towards the ground. So if you look like you're trying to touch your toes, perfect. That is the starting position for your standing pancake. We want to keep the low back and the back relatively straight, and we want to fold at the hips to bring our belly button, our chest, our head down. I want you to focus on the belly button because you can do a lot with your chest and your head without your hips actually doing anything. Your belly button is right above your hips, and pretty much your belly button is not going to move unless your hips are moving. So focus on the belly button. From this position, we want to get our belly button as low to the ground as possible, and inevitably our chest and our head will come towards the ground. Hopefully one day our heads will go, in between our feet or something, and we have badass flexibility. For most of us, we probably don't have that. So standing pancake is the easiest way to work on this stretch because gravity is pulling our whole entire upper body down and giving us a boost. From here, if you stick your arms out in front of you, you'll suddenly feel a whole bunch more pressure pulling you down. If you're holding something and sticking your hands out, even more. If you take the time, because you're folded forward, to push your legs out to either side, you might be able to get a little bit deeper and get into an even more intense stretch where the inner thighs are pulling really hard trying to keep you balanced. If you feel like you're going to fall over, stick your butt a little bit further back and fold. That's it. That's as much information as you need. Let's go. Let's get some standing pancake done. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Remember, the goal is to fold at the hips and bring the belly button down towards the ground. So what that means is stick the bottoms of your butt where the sits bones are, point them behind you, maybe point them slightly up, and fold. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. That stretch. Oof. If your inner thighs are super tired, you're struggling to move, that is normal. That's what happens when you throw your legs out wide. These muscles over here, the adductors, their job is to pull your leg in towards the center of your body. So when you do the opposite, you stretch them out and they go kind of crazy. They go extra crazy because we're doing the standing pancake. When we're doing the standing pancake, they're firing to keep us from just slipping off and falling into a full split. So there are enemies, sort of, but because they're doing that, we're also building a lot of strength here when we do the standing pancake. Whew, all right. What else we got? Somebody had some ankle issues from an injury, and that might mean that the standing pancake is not the best stretch for you because we're putting a lot of pressure onto the ankles and you're contracting a whole bunch of different muscles. If you're still on them, I recommend you get to a chair, probably a higher chair, so that you can get all the benefits of gravity. Make sure the chair is stable and not gonna slide out behind you and you're gonna bust your butt that way. Is it gonna stay? There we go, boom. And you can do the standing pancake as a seated, elevated butt pancake. You can still get your body more or less horizontal, and you can get as much of the stretch as you can for your legs without as much pressure in the ankles. So give that a shot. I should have told you that before we started, but luckily we're here every day, so you can implement it for tomorrow. That is the third of our 5 stretches. I'm gonna come over, check the chat real quick to see if there's anything I need to address. And everybody else, I hope you enjoy a sip of water and take a quick breath to relax. Over here on YouTube, we got Happy Christmas Eve, boss, from Zan. Thank you so much. Happy Christmas Eve to you as well. And back on TikTok, I'm going to scroll, see what we are missing. We got a question from, oh, right, when do we usually start? Travel with Roxy said we might be doing a second session on weekends. Yeah, so I've been experimenting. I've been doing a 9 a.m. workout on the weekends to be more inclusive to people who have the ability to make it in the mornings instead of the evenings. Sarah asks, what leg workouts do you do other than these? Your calves are amazing. I don't do that much. Recently, I have been doing some stuff to help with some knee pain in this left knee. So I do occasionally some calf raises against the wall, single leg. That's not very frequent. I think I just have good genetics for calves. But in my normal life, I typically choose to take the stairs. I choose to run upstairs instead of taking the escalators. I spend a lot of time in positions like these, and I think that probably has something to do with it. So while I say I don't focus and work on them all that much, I do make little tiny life decisions that I think cumulatively add up. I hope that helps. What else we got? During the live, we don't do any particularly intense calf workouts. 999 says, my legs are sore from snowboarding. This is great. Oh, lovely. I'm glad you're getting some stretching done, taking care of those snowboarding muscles. I'm sure your quads are on fire. Moreau asks, will you be here tomorrow, Christmas Eve? Yes, I am currently traveling. So Christmas Eve, 9 p.m. will actually be 9 a.m. Christmas Day for me. So yes, I will be available at 9 a.m. Cool. All right. Which means yes. The answer is I will be here tomorrow, so you guys can join in if you want. All right. Where do we just leave off? We finished with standing pancake. Now we get to go into some chiller exercises. One where we might be able to lay on our backs and hopefully not fall asleep because we're still stretching. The fourth stretch that we're gonna do is called the figure four, and it looks a little bit like this. We bring our ankle across our bodies, making this thing that looks kind of vaguely like a number four. When I wear long pants, it's a little bit more obvious. When there's some contrasting colors, it's a little bit less obvious, but that's besides the point. We are lifting that ankle up. We're bringing the belly button down towards it, folding at the hip, and we're trying to feel the stretch out here in the side of the butt, in the side of this hip, all right? We got two options. One of them is a pigeon stretch. I'm gonna do a standing pigeon that looks like this to demonstrate. So you got options. You can do them on the floor, standard, like a yoga class would. Alternatively, you can do the version that I am going to demonstrate. Is called a figure four stretch. If you've done some running in high school or middle school, you might know this stretch. Basically, we're crossing the leg over to the other side, making this upside down number four. We're going to reach our arms through the triangle made by our legs. We're going to wrap around. We're going to pull the leg towards our chest. All of the tension is going to be created by you based on how much force you're applying and pulling that leg towards you. And so you can't be too lazy. You can lay down, but you have to work, all right? If your knee is feeling achy, is feeling a little sensitive, you can cup that knee and give it a little bit of support. If you are, I don't know, if you got great flexibility or short legs or something, you might be able to wrap your elbow around your knee all together and just give it a nice hug like so. That is it. That is everything. Let's go. 30 seconds. I want you to feel the stretch out here in the hip, but you might also feel it a little in the hamstring. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let that leg go. Whew. Chill for a second. Now you can actually lay down and relax. And then in like 2 seconds, we're gonna turn our leg, swap it over, and continue. I'm gonna spin around. Ugh. Ooh, that was smooth. I made it perfectly 180. Cross that leg over to the other side. Reach your arms through. I will show you what I'm talking about. Cross the leg over just below or above the knee, I guess, depending on what angle you're looking at this from. Reach the arms through. Pull that knee in towards your chest. If you are feeling knee pain or sensitivity, you can cup the knee and give it a little bit of love. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. That is the figure four. We've done it on the left side. We've done it on the right side. Take a second to breathe and rest. I hope you enjoyed that stretch. I like the figure four because you have full control over the whole thing. You determine how intense that stretch feels. And it's nice because if something's a little too intense, you don't like it, you can tweak and you can adjust and you don't need to suffer. In the pigeon, If you can get into it comfortably and you're just laying down, it feels incredible because there's a lot of pressure and you get to feel that really intense stretch without doing much work because gravity is doing the work for you. And that's awesome. But if you're struggling to get into position, you gotta do a bunch of adjustments and you're trying to figure it out. You're like, oh man, which angle, what hip, what height. It's a lot to do to figure out how to get comfortable in the pigeon. Whereas the figure four, you can just pull on that leg, pull less on that leg, tweak. Your arms do all the work. Cool? All right, with that, it is time for some side splits. Grab one last sip of water, and we are gonna move right on into the safety talk. I'm gonna point the camera over slightly to this side of the wall for the safety talk. Oh man. Okay. When we're doing the side splits, when you get into this wide-legged position, which you can barely see because of the angle of the camera and what I'm doing, if you start falling forward, that's no big deal. In fact, we're gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff that looks like this, leaning forward and pushing off the ground. But if you start losing your balance and you start falling backwards, it gets really scary. You're like, whoa, what's going on? Oh. If you have a wall right behind you, if you have something stable to fall into when you lose balance, then you're going to stay extra safe and extra comfortable. If you were able to hear the vibration through my chest when I slammed my back into this wall, that's probably as hard as you'll ever fall into a wall. And that wasn't particularly comfortable, but it wasn't crazy. If you were to have that same fall and have your butt land on the ground and smash that little like bone in your hips onto the ground, your sits bones, it would hurt way more, and it's probably way scarier thinking that you have to fall back all the way onto your butt. But if you have a wall right behind you, ooh, I left a nice big sweat stain on the wall. If you, I think it'll just dry up. If you have a wall right behind you, it will help keep you safe. It'll help keep you secure. You know that if you fall backwards, you're just gonna fall a little bit. If you don't have a big enough empty wall space, which I know is a hot commodity, rare, then you can try and find something else that kind of works. If you have a sofa, that'll probably be fine. If you have a desk that you can fall onto and just casually chill and have a conversation from and look like you didn't fall to begin with, excellent, great. Take advantage of doing little things that help you feel more safe, feel more secure, because that safety, that security will help you to relax. If you are afraid of falling all the time and you're gonna be really tense, you're like worried about it, it's not gonna make you stretch any better. In fact, it's definitely gonna make it worse. So find ways to make it more comfortable, more chill. Some of that will just happen with time as you get more familiar with the exercise. Some of it is setting up, grabbing some cushions, having some soft padded things. If you have some, foam things to protect babies from smashing their heads into corners, stick that on whatever you're stretching on. That will help. Cool, that's the safety talk. Let's get into the side split. We're gonna open the legs as wide as they can go. If you are not this deep, that is totally 100% fine. When you are as deep as you can get without pain at the hips, I want you to fold forward and put your hands down. From here, take some pressure off your legs, and that is the goal. We want to externally rotate. If you've been here since the beginning, you'll know that external rotation is all about bringing your heels down, pointing your toes up, and pointing your knees up into the air. Again, heels down, toes up, knees up. What we're doing is rotating the thigh bones so they don't smash into your hip bones, because both are not smooth and flat. They're like all lumpy and stuff, and we don't want the lumps to smash into each other, all right? We're gonna walk those hands that were in front back towards our hips, put that weight right back into our legs, and we're gonna try and get as deep as we can into this side split. Whew. Chill here for a second. Suffer a little bit with me, and we're gonna try to do a little tiny wiggle from side to side, see if it's just friction holding our feet back from a deeper side split. One, you cannot get any deeper. It's time. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Try to keep your knees straight. Do not bend them, because you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on them if you do. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Come on forward. Walk your hands in front of you. Pull your legs in. Whew, and come into a kneeling position for a second. Relax. I should have told you this before, but if you have yoga blocks, if you have some textbooks, you have something that will stay relatively stable and give your hands a little bit more support, go ahead and use those. You don't have to. You don't need them, but they might help if you are a little bit less flexible and your hands are stuck a little bit up here. Cool? You could fold really far forward to put your hands down, or you can get something else to put your hands on. If you got a really stable, like kitty IKEA stool, that works. So you don't need to invest in anything necessarily. Just find something that works in the house if you can. And with that, we are done with side split number 1, but we're not done with side splits overall. For the side splits, we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds, and that was the first one. In between each of the rounds, we try our best to relax our muscles, and it looks a little bit like this. What I want you to do is I want you to flick your hands and your feet out like you just got out of the swimming pool or the beach or a shower and you have no towel. I want you to just flick, 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 flick. Water's running off your toe and you're going flah, flah, flah. Everything is kind of loose as you whip your leg forward. All right? Do that for 5 to 10 seconds on each side. And when you have done that, some of the muscles in your legs will have forcefully relaxed. If they're not relaxed, they're not going to flop around like this. All right? What we're trying to do is make sure and force them to be loose and relaxed in between the rounds of the side splits. When we do the side splits, they're basically flexing and tensing really, 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 really hard, and that's why we can't go any further. So in between, we want to reset as much as possible, let the body chill out, so that when we get into the next one, hopefully, we can get just as deep or preferably deeper. Whew. Okay. Once you've shaken out your legs, I want you to do a little bit of focused work on the hip right here. I want you to bend your knee slightly and point the knee out to either side. You are on the balls of your feet and you're just rotating that hip socket, if that makes sense. So the knee comes in. The knee's not bending or doing anything crazy. We're rotating the leg in and out. Cool? We're just doing 2 or 3 reps. You don't have to do that many. Just to loosen up the muscles here in the hip that were struggling when you were doing the side split. Whew. Okay, that was a lot. Take a breath, relax, chill for a second. And now we're gonna do a couple of joint checks. What we just did, put a whole bunch of pressure into the body in a lot of different places. If you're not used to it, it's a good thing to do to take a couple seconds to check everything. So let's do some hip circles. If everything feels good, then you know your hips are all right. We're gonna do a couple of quick high knees, just 1 or 2. You don't have to do very many. If they feel good, you're ready to move on. We're gonna pop into a mini squat, fold at the hips, put some pressure in the knees, put some pressure in the ankles, put some pressure in those toes and feet if you can. Do a little bit of a calf raise. And if everything feels normal, everything feels good, then we're ready to move on into side split number 2. If it feels like there was a big long gap in between each of the side splits, that's very, very intentional. I want you to relax and recover as much as you can in between each of the side splits, but I tried to make it so that it feels like we're doing something at the same time. All right, let's get into side split number 2. Get pretty close to that wall or the table or the couch that you're going to fall back on. If you fall, you don't have to fall. Please don't fall. Take a step in front of it so you got a little bit of space for your butt. Open up those legs nice and wide, fold forward at the hips, put your hands down like you're doing a mini push-up. Take the pressure off your legs, put that weight into your hands by leaning forward so you can make it easier on yourself to externally rotate. What does external rotation mean? Your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. Heels down, toes up, knees up. If you cannot do this, do not continue because it will put a lot of pressure onto your hips and it'll just hurt. So focus on heels down, toes up, knees up first. Once you are here, walk your hands back towards your hips. Put that weight that was all the way in front in your arms back into your legs, and do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can break the friction holding your feet back. Once you are as deep as you can get, it's time to start our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl forward, pull your legs in, breathe. That is side split number 2. We are way more than halfway through. Let's get ready to shake out those legs. Come back into standing when you can, and let's shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Do the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. The goal of this, and I know it looks a little bit silly. Hopefully you're not doing it in public for the first time. The goal, like I said, is to help your muscles relax. When you're flopping around and you're doing these crazy things, you look like the car dealership air balloon thing that goes like this. Your muscles just cannot be stiff. There's just no way, right? If they were stiff, you'd be like Robot Man, and it wouldn't be floppy air balloon dude. So shake it out, relax. The more you can relax, the more intense you'll be able to do the opposite, the contraction later. So you can use this for all sorts of things where your muscles get tight and they're tense. For example, if you lift weights in between sets, if you shake out your muscles, you let them relax, the next round, when you're ready to do some curls, whatever it is, you'll be able to get that extra rep out, and you'll be able to have a lot more control instead of having an arm that goes, slightly bent from here to here, and you're just like, I can't even fully relax my bicep to extend my arm straight after bicep curls. If you know what that feeling is like, what we're doing is we're training the muscles to be loose so that your biceps can always relax and you can get back to a straight arm. I hope that analogy makes sense. I think this was definitely not my best telling of that version. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Get into that squatty position. We're gonna rotate and bring that knee inwards and outwards and in and out. Again, the leg itself is not doing anything. Everything is happening in that hip socket where the thigh bone connects to your pelvis, to your hips. Again, on the other side. 1, 2, 3 is fine. If you rotate, or if you take a really wide stance, it requires a bit more stability and muscle. Experiment with it. If you take a less wide stance, it doesn't require as much to help you stay balanced. Do whatever you can. With that, I think it's time to do some hip and joint checks. So let's get into some hip circles. Ooh, high knees. Pop into that mini squat, put some pressure in the knee, put some pressure in the ankle, put some pressure on those feet and toes and hips. Do a calf raise if you can, work that balance. And if everything's feeling normal enough for you, then we're probably about ready to get into side split number 3. If you're still feeling a little bit tight, still feeling a little bit tense, go ahead, take a couple more seconds to shake it out. Shake out those legs. This is the 3rd and final side split, so make it count. Get loose. Yeah. Okay. I feel bad. I haven't checked the chat in a while, but I'll come back after the 3rd side split. If you guys are having fun, if you're enjoying the side splits training, then I hope you know that we do this every day for 45-ish minutes. And it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully us all suffering together all the time makes us get into the side splits, makes us have a whole bunch of progress. And what else could I ask for? Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, because we are here every single day helping you and me practice consistency. Let's go. Side split number 3. It is time. Open up those legs wide. Doesn't have to be uncomfortable in the hips. I'm already folding forward, but I'm just lifting my head up so you can see me. Fold forward, put your hands down. Take some of that weight off of your legs, put them into your arms so that it's easier to externally rotate, which means your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up, heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. Breathe, chill for a second here. If you've done the previous 2 rounds, you might automatically just slide out a little bit when you have rotated. That feeling is awesome, makes you feel like a badass. And that's what we want. We want you to feel like a badass. Keep on hanging out here. Slowly walk your hands back towards your bum to put that pressure right back into your legs. Whew. Breathe. And I want you to do one last little wiggle from side to side. It's not 1 wiggle, it's maybe like 6 wiggles, 7 wiggles, 8 wiggles. Do wiggles, break the friction holding your feet back, and once you cannot get deeper, it's time. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost done, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Crawl, bring your legs in. They are probably really unhappy with you right now, and that is a-okay because we are done. Slowly, slowly bring those legs in, come into a kneeling position. Chill, breathe. Oh. And we're done with the stretches. The hard part is over. Now, all we got left is to shake out the legs, get them relaxed, get them chilled, make sure your legs are working well so you can go back to doing whatever you were doing or whatever you need to do for the rest of the day. Let's come on up into standing when you can and start shaking it out. Shake, 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 flop, 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 flop. A couple weeks ago, the analogy I was using is you want to be like soggy pasta, overcooked, way past al dente spaghetti. You want to flop around. Cup of noodle that you forgot about in the corner of the kitchen. Flop, shake, wiggle, get loose. All right. Shake out the leg. Shake, 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 shake. And once you have done enough of those, try something slightly different. You might feel like you can sort of bring your knees in and out and shake the hamstrings and the quads a little bit like this. I know this also looks a little bit silly, but give it a shot. See if you can get the muscles to kind of flop around above your leg and behind your leg. Whew. All right. Once you've tried that, let's go back to the normal thing. Pop into a mini squat. Bring that knee in, knee out. Knee in, knee out. Knee in, knee out. Notice my upper body is barely moving. Most of the action is happening here at this hip bone. So try your best to do the same. We don't want your upper body twisting or your hips moving all that much. We want all of it to come from this leg. Whew. All right, once you've done a couple of those and your legs are now super tired, give yourself a little bit of a light massage in those hip muscles that we're trying to loosen up. Probably just made feel real tight and tense. And it's time. It's time for the last thing. We're gonna do a couple of joint checks and we are done. Hip circles. Feel free to take a little bit more time if you need it for your hips. High knees. We're gonna pop into that mini squat. fold at the hips, put some pressure into the knees, put some pressure into the ankles, put some pressure onto those toes, come up into a calf raise. Whew. If your balance is working, if all the muscles are working well together, then we are totally, absolutely, officially done. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing side splits, practicing consistency with me today. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the workout. I hope you enjoyed the good vibes I tried to bring to the lives. And I hope you brought some good energy to the chat as well. Cool? I'm checking the chat. I feel like I have not been back to the phone for a while. So I'm going to scroll to the top first and see what I have missed. Over here on YouTube, Eduardo says hello. Hello, Eduardo. Welcome back. Oh, that's so cool. YouTube has a translation going on, so I can understand what Eduardo was saying. Sweet. Let's see. I'm all the way back at 999. My legs are sore from snowboarding, so I think I can start scrolling down, and we can hit all the messages that came in after. Will you be here tomorrow, Christmas Eve? Absolutely. Che says happy Christmas. Hey, Che, welcome back. Che has been super consistent for a really, 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 really long time. So since I just saw her name, I want to say, hey, thank you for being here, and thank you for practicing consistency so thoroughly. Whew. Let's see what else we got. Sarah says, amazing stretch. Wow, my heart is shaking. That is hilarious. Yeah, cool. As long as it's the good type of shaking and not the bad type of shaking, we are good. Lulu says, the best stretch, thank you. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm going to take screenshots. I like compliments. It's the holiday season. I'm going to keep all of these. When I'm depressed, I'll go look at them. I don't know if that actually happens, but is a good backup plan. Diamond X says, thank you so much. Danielle says, thank you so much. Diamond says, I was shaking. Good. Good. The side splits are really tough, and if it's the first couple of times that you're getting into that position, your muscles are going to be confused. They're not going to really know what they're doing, and it is highly likely that you're going to shake. One of the other reasons that you're going to shake is because a lot of the movements that we do have a component where you are building strength. It might not look like it. Maybe the main thing is, we're just like getting down into a deep position, but holding this position, staying here, requires strength. Your adductors, these muscles on the inner thighs that we used in the pancake stretch, they are working hard to pull you in. In fact, to get deeper, you want your adductors to relax rather than to be tense. And that means every second that you're in this type of position where you're not quite used to, you're not quite strong enough, is when your muscles are going to shake. So what you're doing is you're building up strength, and good on you for doing it. Moreau 13 says, it was fun. Thank you. Sarah says, love your vibes. Lovely, lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And and apparently my analogies aren't terrible. So cool, awesome, love it. Diamond X says, I could do the side splits, but never my middle splits. This really challenged me. That's awesome. The middle splits are hard. And I mean, doing any splits is really, really badass. So good job. Oh, people are telling where they're coming in from. We got Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, so we got somebody in Eastern time. And we got Gainesville, Florida. Oh, cool. My Florida people coming in with at least 2 of 15, I guess. 15% of the audience. Chet from Texas. Moreau from Virginia. Oh, very cool. All right. Welcome, everybody. I hope you have a very lovely end of the year. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Yeah. Lulu's in New York. Oh, that's super cool. South. Wow. Okay. Three people coming in from Florida. That is 1/5 of everybody who's on the TikTok live is coming in from Florida. That's crazy. I'm super sweaty. The shirt is sticking to me. Don't focus on that. Just keep commenting in the chat. Over on YouTube, we got a couple of questions. Eduardo says, thank you. Have a great party, everyone. Celebrations at the end of the year. Lovely, lovely. YouTube translation is not doing a good job. I'm super confused. I don't know what Barrio doubled and so Allegria brother means. So I'm going to have to go Google that later. But Eduardo is always sending really good vibes in the chat, and I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being super ridiculously consistent. I think you're the most consistent person that shows up on the YouTube chat. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, back to TikTok. Sarah says, I will certainly be returning, chat. This is awesome. Sarah, we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I guess we're doing it through Christmas Day and Eve and whatever. So keep on coming back. You don't actually have to come back for those days if you're celebrating, you're hanging out with family. But if you're not, if you want to avoid them for a little bit and you want to tell them you got this other thing that you do that you're trying to be really consistent about, you just need an excuse to get away from them and do something physical for your mental health because, you know, children. Come on back, hang out. We are wrapping up now. One last time. We do 45-ish minutes, is way past that at this point, 66 minutes of live side split stretching every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community with good vibes, both from me and from you. And hopefully that means we do all the things that are important. We struggle on the floor, stretch together, do it a lot, and make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. So if that sounds fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We are here every day to help you and me practice consistency because if you saw, I don't have the side splits yet. I'm working on them. I'm getting close. So come hang out and we'll do it together. Cool? Happy holidays, everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow. Sarah, thank you for the good vibes. It's a very nice way to end this live. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cool. Closing out for today. Goodbye, Travel with Roxy. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. And Eduardo, thank you for being awesome. I'm going to check who else is here actually on YouTube. Queen RR, Ashmint, maybe you're still on. I'm struggling, fumbling with the device. Okay, well, I can't figure it out. YouTube is pretty private about who is on and who is not on. If you don't interact in the chats, it's really hard for me to tell. So if you want me to know that you're here, let me know in the chat. But otherwise, thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, and I